Meet Bob, a husband, a father of 2 teenage boys, a successful entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur. He is, without question, thriving at work and at home.
Candor was trying to get me to do the VIP program for a long time, and I did an absolutely beautiful job of dodging her forever. I was too busy, had too much going on, couldn't make the time, couldn't do it. Candor finally convinced me to fly into Oakland, and we were going to spend 3 days together. The first thing we were going to do was get a cup of coffee in Berkeley, but we didn't get to Berkeley. By the time we got halfway from the Oakland airport to Berkeley, Candor had already dug into what I was stuck on, where my hangups were, and drilled right into where I'd been stuck for over 20 years of my life. 3-day intensive training was already underway in the car ride to get to the first cup of coffee. One of the key elements of working with Candor is that it's not classroom. It's not written from a piece of paper. It's not a program that everyone's doing. It's customized just for me. So Candor was able to intersperse exercises that were on paper with physical exercises. One of the truly inspirational things we did is we went for a hike. We went for a hike in the middle of a rainstorm. So we spent 3 hours hiking in an Oakland rainstorm with flooding, which was fantastic. And during that period of time, we didn't talk, we didn't analyze anything. We just thought about, and she exposed me to what was going on around me that I hadn't looked at in 20 years. I was too busy. I was too wrapped up in my problems, my company, my life. And all of a sudden I saw what was really out there in the world, and it taught me the true meaning of gratitude. And I wouldn't have learned that in a classroom. I wouldn't have learned that in a text, in a book, or in a seminar with other people around me. So that experience broke down a lot of barriers that I had about my own personal development and what I was doing in life. While we were on this hike, one of the things that Candor pointed out to me that I hadn't done in so long was to not only see what was around me, but was to feel what was around me. So we would periodically stop on this hike and count how many birds that I could hear, the river that I could hear, all the things that I'd passed by. One of the little things that really became apparent to me was there was a tree with all sorts of moss growing on it, and there was a little mushroom trying to survive, trying to grow in an area that he shouldn't have grown. And that really resonated with me because here was something I would have walked by. But I saw the struggle that this mushroom was doing to make it, and it reminded me of what I was trying to do. And it just taught me what was out there and what was going on in the world that I was passing by because I was just too busy. That moment of taking the time to see what was going on in nature and around me really gave me a sense of gratitude, and it taught me a lot about awe, that things are out there that are truly inspiring that I hadn't even looked at. That period of time of looking at this mushroom and really seeing that there was more going on in life than the problems that I had in my head was really an enlightening moment. And I wasn't able to take that mushroom or that rainstorm or that hike back with me, but I went back and have created my own version of awe and my own version of gratitude. I go for a walk with my dog, Cooper the Wonder Dog, and we go out and we watch the sunset. And we count how many birds we can hear. He can't count very well, but we can hear all the birds. And that's where I get to have a moment of gratitude, and that's my moment of awe that I have nearly every day to understand that the world is bigger than my problems and my business and my investments and my investors. And it really is a moment where I get to be at peace with the world. Since that 3-day weekend with Candor, a lot of things have changed for me. I didn't come back into my life of how fast could I run, how many hours could I work. I realized that there was more than just business and the problems and the hassles and all that stuff. Once Candor helped me with me, I was able to help my family and I was able to help my business. That's one of the biggest things I learned in Candor's program. I can have perspective and I can have my awe and my moments of gratitude. I could see the strength in other people and I could determine how to bring that out in them as a group and in them as a company. I didn't have to do it all. But I needed to understand myself, and that's where Candor helped me figure out how I ticked and what my corporate culture was, my personal culture, and I was able to do that for this company.